This episode of Walt Disney World Today is sponsored by Small World Vacations, whose team of 40 agents are authorized Disney vacation planners, and they're recommended by MouseSavers.com. They're dedicated to your dreams and your dollars. To get your free price quote from Small World Vacations by going to www.wdwvacations.com, where the magic begins.
This is Walt Disney World Today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
It's Monday, October 29, 2007, and this is episode 328 of Walt Disney World Today. I'm Matt Hodgeford from StudioCentral.com. On the show today, we have Mike, Beer, and Hot Wings Newell of Mouse World Radio. Welcome, Mike.
Hey, Matt, we got to make the show real quick so I have a plane to catch.
Boy, it's like I heard that before.
Yeah.
Also on the show today is Mike Scopa of MousePlanet.com and All Ears Now. Welcome, Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Disney proudly presents our spectacular festival of nighttime magic and imagination in thousands of sparkling lights and electro-syntho-magnetic musical sounds.
That would be Scopa Bot 9000. I'd like to point out that we had to re-record part of the show, and Scopa did a completely different intro.
Yeah.
Purely because of that. That one's like lost to time. It's like when you don't get to a question in Jeopardy, and they just toss it back into the pool. They never tell you what that question was.
That's right.
Also on the show is Len Testa, co-author of the unofficial guide to Walt Disney World. Welcome, Len.
How's it going, Matt?
Outstanding. And on today's show, we're continuing a show from episode 127. Yeah, I know a lot of you have been on edge waiting for that show. But back in episode 127, we talked about the music at the Magic Kingdom with the full intention of talking about the other parks. Well, 200 episodes later, here we are. So today we're going to talk about...
a fine wine. The idea has been fermenting.
So today we're going to be talking about the music at Epcot. And music is a really big thing. Obviously, we all enjoy it. Obviously, I don't think I have to tell you that Mike Newell enjoys music. And the rest of us all listen to Mouse World Radio religiously. Mm-hmm. And what does that mean?
Mm-hmm. I have my spies.
Anyway, I don't know what you're talking about. Delete.
Yeah, delete.
So we're talking about Epcot, and music is very important, and really the music of Epcot is very unique. It's unlike the Magic Kingdom, which we talked about. I'll put a link in the show notes to that episode. This is less Disney movie music. This is really that original music that was really designed for Epcot largely. When you go into Epcot, you're going to walk into that main gate area, the Spaceship Earth area, and I love that. I don't think they play it anywhere. The old Rocketeer theme that they play over there when you walked in. Do you guys know that track?
The Rocketeer? Do they play it at the fountain as well?
It's at the fountain, yeah.
Oh, the fountain, yeah. Excuse me. I defer to Newell.
It's at the fountain.
Okay.
Quick and short.
Just a fountain of information.
Thanks. Thanks, Newell, because I never would have got that one by myself.
I didn't read direct the question.
No. It was.
Len said it first. Yes, I heard that.
Yes, he did. I give you credit.
Anyway, Matt, props. Anyway,
what other tracks do you guys enjoy in the beginning? Kind of when you walk in over there. I just love that Epcot entry music. It's fantastic. It's
like
perfect for any time of the day.
The original entrance music was really good because it was sort of an overture of what Future World music was back in the day.
Yeah, I mean a lot of it. They recently with the Epcot 25, we heard a lot of about the music that was being played over there. They played all the old school music, and a lot of it is just fantastic music. So, but even the music they play today, I mean, there's something about the music they play in Epcot. It's one of those sounds, one of those smells that when you're walking in, when I hear that music when I'm walking from the parking lot to Epcot, it's like that's one of those things that hits me, and kind of in my mind, I know I'm in Walt Disney World. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's got some of the most the best themed background music. So I don't know if you guys ever listen to background music.
Only when it's in the background.
Yeah, but it's like the Animal Kingdom music, I think gets on your nerves after a while.
Like the
Whereas the Epcot music, I can listen to for hours.
That's right.
And I think part of it is it's all generally upbeat music. Not a lot of words, so it's good.
Not a lot of words.
It's to listen to in the car or again just to have on sort of like public radio. The kind of stuff that you have in the background but you never actually listen to.
Exactly. Like Lou's show.
Like Lou's show, exactly.
Put it in perspective.
Like when Lou's talking, you're like, you can hear something buzzing, but But I think the other thing about it is that the fountain we were talking about before has stuff from Iron Will as well. I think.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the other one. That's the other big sort of fountain show was done to that. But really, even throughout Epcot, the interesting thing I think there is that in the Magic Kingdom, you're pretty much listening to the works of composers who had done stuff 100 years ago. So either early American folk tunes like Jimmy Crackcorn or whatnot. In Epcot, I think it's largely original music or stuff that was written for the attraction. So it's more Disney themed, and to your point, more contemporary.
Now, I have a question for Newell. My favorite track of all Disney World tracks is a track called Nightfire Dance. Is that in Epcot or the Magic Kingdom?
No, I believe that track, if I remember, was the older track from the new Tomorrowland, which ran from 94 till about maybe 3-4 years ago. It was part of that loop.
What's the name of it?
Nightfire Dance.
I love that track. I can listen to that for just on loop. It's not that long, but it's just a great track. It's like 3 minutes long. I love that.
That was part of the old new Tomorrowland loop.
Yeah. For some reason I thought it was Epcot. But anyway, moving on. So we've kind of covered the main entrance area, the fountain. Was there any other fountain music you guys like? Because that's also kind of a unique area in terms of music.
I like the stuff from Iron Will.
Cool. And now the Spaceship Earth also has some really good music.
Tomorrow's Child.
Tomorrow's Child.
Which I hear they're bringing back.
I know. I heard. Could you?
Really?
I'm so happy. Yeah.
In a new form or new version.
That'll be good.
Yep.
That'll be it is a great track. Tomorrow's Child is one of those other. It's weird. A lot of I always give Newell flack for old songs on Mouse World Radio like World of Motion, which I hate. And
it's all to be free.
Yeah, exactly. It's terrible. But Tomorrow's Child, I enjoy. I can listen to that one all the time. It's a fantastic track on Spaceship Earth over there.
It's one of Christine's nicknames.
Tomorrow's Child.
Oh, Spaceship Earth.
What's her nickname?
Funny.
Crickets.
Yeah, I know, I guess. Anyway, so moving on, one of my favorite tracks, and unfortunately I think it's gone, Newell, is at what used to be the Living Seas. They had this great ambiance music background. It was like water, like waves or whatever you want to call it. And I loved listening to that one. It's not Mouse World.
They just changed that outdoor loop. They just changed with the opening of the seas with Nemo. That recently, I guess about a year ago, they changed that loop, which is great.
Yeah, I'm noticing a trend that we're very nostalgic.
Yeah, that was wonderful. Music. But I think it's because we grew up on it, not because it's got any sort of intrinsic value or anything. I think
that may be true.
So the heard it so much. Have you guys listened much to the? Yeah, exactly. Have you listened much to the new Mission Space audio? Is it any good?
Yeah, what is it? The Promise or something? Promise? Is that what it's called?
No.
I think
it's okay. To me, it doesn't sort of have the. It doesn't have the same sort of tone or anything that the other Epcot music does. Of course, I haven't listened to it 1,000 times like I listen to everything else. So.
You're right, Len. None of the Mission Space music seems to fit.
Yeah, it's not really out there sort of grabbing you and saying, listen to me,
I never loved it. I've sat there in the freaking bush capturing that music, but it never caught on with me.
Yeah, I don't know of anyone that loves it. Do you?
No.
Speaking of music that can drive you up a wall and it's not really good. I mean, even worse than Mission Space is okay, but the test track, the Van
Easy,
Halen.
I knew that was coming.
Oh man, how did I not see that one coming? Test track, that like like the crashing and stuff.
Yeah, that's the only song that is like affiliated with that.
Yeah, it's on repeat. Like it's almost as bad as the old, not the old, but the current Peter Pan music. That's just over and over and over again. You know,
it's
what
like
I mean?
a minute and 15-minute loop. It just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah, it's one of those tracks that's like, oh my god, please don't be a long line. There's a 60-minute wait. It's like it's not so much do you want to wait a 60-minute wait. It's do you want to hear that song over and over and over again and like
exactly
the things crashing into each other and the seat being tested and the.
We get it.
It stinks.
It's like being broken down in Small World. No.
Yeah. It stinks and I don't like it. The land is interesting. I think, hands down, if you ask me what the current best music is right now, I'm going to say the Soarin' music you hear in the queue, the background music on Soarin' is fantastic.
People love it. It just doesn't really do anything for me.
Oh my god, I can listen to it I've listened to it for hours. It's just I have the loop of it, and it's just an amazing track. I just love listening to it. It's quintessential Disney music in my mind. Noel, what do you think?
I think it's okay. I mean, I know what it is when I hear it because I like the ride and stuff, but I don't know that I've.
Oh, it's sweet.
I don't want to marry it like you do.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you gotta pick out furniture.
Exactly.
I have a man crush on that music. That's true. I admit it.
I gotta go with Matt on that. I gotta go with you on that. I think it's fantastic. I really do.
Yeah, it is good, but I mean, is it? I don't know. Okay, whatever.
I think it's the best contemporary music that's out there in Walt Disney World.
You mean recently written in terms of contemporary? Is that what you're
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously we talked before about the stuff that's not in Epcot anymore, and that you could argue, but in terms of what's at Walt Disney World right now, to hear, the Soarin' loop for me does it. That's the best.
Okay.
I just got to think of a way to put it on Studio Central Radio. They're working it up there.
If you were really into Hang Glider, you'd be over the studios.
Exactly. I'll have like an introduction to explain why this track is playing.
Exactly. It's a movie, and the studio is all about the movie.
It was recorded in a studio.
Exactly.
One of the things, it's closed, although I guess it's seasonally open. Glenn, the Wonders of Life, they still open it once in a blue moon.
I think it's pretty much dead now, but yeah, who knows? Yeah.
Open now.
Well, that had some decent tracks.
It's not open now, is it?
Wow, it's for food and wine. Isn't there something over there for food and wine? I thought
Body Wars is still there.
No, I think it's gone.
I mean, it's not open all the time, but I mean, like they open it like during Christmas and like
I mean, it was open during last Christmas, but I don't think that you'll see it.
I think it's done. I think it's toast.
Done.
All right, so we'll negate that one from it.
I'd be curious to see if the music's still playing though when we go down to food and
they still have Fun to Be Free. So
where?
Well, if a tree falls in a forest and no one's around, is anybody going to hear it?
Where is Fun to Be Free still being played?
Don't they have it in the background?
On Mouse World Radio.
Maybe that's
what you're thinking of. It's kind of it's not sad because it's good, but we've listened to Mouse World Radio so much, it's like it starts to we start expecting to hear it in the park.
Right, to blur the line of reality, right?
I'll tell you what the problem is with that attraction, and why you probably hate it so much. There were so many different variations of that song, and they were all released. They all got out. So I have like 25 different versions of Fun to Be Free. One's the Egypt version. One is.
Jim Hill has a great story on that. They were looking for different versions for the ride, and so they paid an intern one summer, like a musicology intern, to create all the different versions, and that was his job for the summer, to come up with a ragtime version.
Right.
That was great.
That played in every different scene. So as you moved along the attraction, you went in from one scene to the other. The theme song was the same, but it was a different. Different.
Awesome. That was someone thinking there. Let's do the same song different ways.
It actually worked out because it was in sync. You go from one room to another, from one scene to another, and the song was in sync. It just changed over to a different theme. It was really, really clever.
Yeah. It was. I mean, and again, you didn't have to sit there and write 40 different songs.
You could just if we need music for this area, how much is that going to cost? A lot. How about we just take the same song and sing it different ways? So how much will that cost us? It'll cost us nothing.
And we put it in there. I know we're trying to do it for free.
Exactly. Don't you want to work for Disney?
You got the job, kid.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, kid. Need them all by Tuesday.
Yeah.
So another area, the Imagination area. I don't think it's there anymore. The One Little Spark and that song. I mean, that's gone. Isn't it, from the current area?
No, it's still there. And
the one Len sang, or the One
because
Little Spark?
That's still sung in the attraction.
Oh, that's true. That's right, at the end over there.
One Little Spark is still it's still in the attraction.
Okay, so while we're talking about Van Halen, I don't know if you guys have.
Yeah, we were just talking about that, right? I mean,
yeah.
At the end of Unchained during the current tour, Eddie will actually start into the opening chords of Smoke on the Water from Deep Purple, which coincidentally is another one of my favorite songs of all time, which I think is really, really cool. Anyway.
I'm glad someone asked about that, personally. Yeah. Whoever that person was, thank you.
This moment in rock history brought to you. Anyway.
Any other music in Future World that kind of sticks out to you guys? Something, a track, something that you guys remember? An area of the park that you always enjoy sitting in a bush?
You want to laugh? The outdoor track to the land is the exact same track that was when they opened up in 1982.
It's got Living with the Land on it, but it's also got a bunch of American folk music on it too.
It's still there. It's still playing.
That's classic.
Yeah, it sure is. Ellen's is pretty cool too. I like that track out.
Yeah, Ellen's
that is a good track. They didn't change it.
Good.
I was to say they didn't change it before it was Ellen, when it was the boring ride with the dinosaurs on it. They had that music to it, and the music remained even after the Ellen changeover, and it is a great era. I don't like riding Ellen anymore. I mean, I've read it too many times to.
You might want to rephrase that.
I have not experienced the Ellen attraction recently.
Don't do Ellen anymore, huh, Matt?
She'll get on TV and cry.
Anything to do with the dinosaurs in there?
No, I still go on it. It's just 50 minutes long, or how long is it? 30?
45 minutes.
It's like 35 though when you factor in everything.
I always get there when the wait is when you walk in, it's like they have that countdown until the next show or whatever.
Yeah, 9 minutes.
And then you watch it, and then it's like stupid Judy, stupid energy, and then it just keeps going and going and going and going. So I'm in tune with the American lack of attention span that Len often quotes.
One thing we're missing though in terms of departed attractions is Food Rocks, which had veggie, fruit, veggie, fruit.
Oh, that wasn't Food Rocks.
No, that was
Kitchen Cabaret.
Kitchen Cabaret, yeah.
No, Food Rocks was the food wrapper, and
right.
Was it not part of the
Food Rocks replaced the
that's right. Kitchen Cabaret. Yeah. Sorry.
What's the name of that host?
Mixing them both together. Sorry.
Kitchen Cabaret.
Didn't they reuse some of the audio animatronics though?
Was it Betty Furnace or something like that?
In Food Rocks?
I think
didn't they use the refrigerator?
They had Bonnie Appetit, Mr. Dairy Goods, Cereal Sisters, Ham and Eggs, Colander Combo, and Fiesta Fruit.
Did you get the T-shirt from that tour? I missed that one.
Yeah, I'm waiting about 30 years for them to get back on tour and then pay a lot of money to go see them twice.
Cool.
Food Rocks had Peach Boys, and I forget what else they had.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Peter Gabriel.
Peter Gabriel.
That was great. They did.
They did. Yeah. Well, that's it for us today. This episode has been sponsored by Small World Vacations, whose team of 40 agents are authorized Disney vacation planners, and they're recommended by MouseSavers.com. They're dedicated to your dreams and your dollars. Get your free price quote from Small World Vacations by going to www.wdwvacations.com, where the magic begins. If you want to find our older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, visit the Walt Disney World Today website at www.wdwtoday.com. For Len Testa, Mike Scopa, and Mike Newell, I'm Matt Hotchberg. We'll see you on the next show.